If you want to make an extra $18,000 a year without any extra work, well then don't get a second job. Have you ever looked at your paycheck and thought, where did all my money go? Well, I can tell you, you're not alone. The truth is, you're not broke. Your debt is just robbing you, and it's robbing you every single month. You're working hard, you're clocking in, you're clocking out, but somehow the money never feels like enough. It's not that you're not working hard and earning, but it's that your money is already spoken for. Think about that. Your money, the money you worked hard for, it's already spoken for. It would personally enrage me, and honestly, it did enrage me when I started really thinking about it. Why would it happen to you? It's because debt is eating your income before you even get to touch it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how paying off consumer debt, it doesn't just help your credit, it actually boosts your income and it buys back your freedom. And I'm not talking about a 5-year plan from now. I'm talking about what you could do in the next 90 days to start stacking wins. What if you could give yourself a raise without asking your boss? Let me show you how to do this. Let's say you have $1,200 in credit card payments every month. And that's your minimums, that's the interest, that's the whole allotment all in one. Now imagine knocking out that debt. That's $1,200 that you now get to keep every month. But you didn't get a raise. You didn't get a new job. But your income just jumped. That, to me, that's what we call silent wealth. And it starts with a plan. Do you know your numbers? You can't fix what you won't face. Most of us, we don't want to face the truth. We don't want to face reality. And the reality is that we've made so many bad choices and decisions that's basically financially impacted us that now we just make excuses for ourselves and we do the bare minimum to the point we just have become content. But me personally, I refuse to be content in poverty. I honestly refuse to not live life to the fullest, and I refuse to pass on this generational curse to my kids. And the fact of the matter is, unless I face the facts, that's what's going to happen. The facts, they're the real numbers. They're the hard, real numbers. Literally, you need to write down every single consumer debt that you owe, every credit card, every buy now, pay later bill you have, every personal loan, etc. Whatever it is, just write it down. You literally need to list the balances. You need to list the interest rates. You need to list every minimum payment. Now, total it and ask yourself, what is this debt costing you each month? What is this debt costing you each year? For example, if you're paying $800 a month in minimum payments, that's $9,600 a year. That's a used car. That's a vacation. That's a small business fund. You're already making the payments. The problem is the debt stays and the interest continues to grow. But what you have to do is you got to flip the script. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, I want you to do me a favor. Definitely make sure you like the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Now let's get back into it. Next, you're going to pick a debt payoff strategy. There's the snowball method as well as the avalanche method. The debt snowball method, you pay the smallest balance first and then you build on that. For instance, if you had 5 debts, if you had a car note, a student loan, a personal loan, and 2 credit cards, you would place them in order from smallest to largest and you would pay all minimum payments. All right. For simplicity, we could say that all minimum payments are $50. Any extra money that you have, you want to make sure you add that onto the smallest payment. So if you had an additional $50, you wouldn't be paying $50 on that smallest payment. You'd actually be paying $100 on that smallest payment. Once that debt is paid off, then what you're going to do is you're going to take that $100, right? Because you have your original $50 payment plus the extra $50, and you're going to take that $100 and you're going to add it onto the next smallest one. So now you're basically paying $150 to get this next debt paid off. And then it's basically rinse and repeat. Once you do that, you take that $150, add it onto the next $50. Now you're looking at a $200 payment. You continue to do that. Eventually you end up paying $250 on the payment. Eventually your debt's going to end up paid off. In my personal opinion, this method, it's great for motivation. Every time something is paid off, you get excited about it. With the debt avalanche method, on the other hand, you actually pay the highest interest rates first. And honestly, it actually saves the most money long term. With this method, you would line up your 5 debts and you would attack the one with the highest interest rate. So you're going to line them up by interest rate. All right. So whichever one has the highest interest rate, that's the first one you're going to attack. You're going to make sure you pay all your minimum payments. Once you pay your minimum payments, any extra money that you have goes on that highest interest rate debt. All right. So just like we said in the first scenario, if you had an extra $50, that extra $50 is going to the highest interest rate debt first. Once that highest interest rate debt is paid off, now you're going to take that extra $100 and you're going to put it on the next highest interest rate debt. You just rinse and repeat. All right. I've done both methods, to be honest. When I first started my debt journey, I did the snowball method. However, when I got back into debt, I did this debt avalanche method. Both of them, they actually serve a purpose. But choose one method, pay your minimums on all of your debts, and then throw every extra dollar at whatever your targeted debt is. This isn't sexy, but it's powerful. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a cash flow map. And we need to create a cash flow map so that you don't get lost on your money journey. What you want to do is you want to list all your income sources. You want to list your 9-to-5 income. You want to list your side hustle income, any money that you're making from selling things, whatever it is, make sure you list it. Then you want to list all your fixed expenses, your rent, your utility, your car payments, your cell phone bill, your insurance, both car and life insurance. Then you're going to list your debt minimums. What are the minimum payments amount? List your flexible spending. List your food, your gas. List the money that you use for fun. And honestly, be honest with yourself. List whatever you actually spend. Now you find the gap. What's left? What extra money do you have? The goal isn't to deprive, it's to redirect. The goal is not, I can't afford it, I have a bigger plan. Even an extra $150 a month becomes powerful when it's consistent. Next, cutting costs is powerful, and this leads to discipline. Earning more, however, makes things even better. As for overtime, this may be a short-term adjustment that you need to make in life. The extra hours, they're going to lead to extra income and play a role in you paying off your debt sooner. For the most part, everyone gets a bonus at work. What you do with that bonus is what I want to challenge you with. Don't spend it on new clothes. Don't spend it on a vacation or an extravagant night out. Are you willing to sacrifice that new wardrobe? Are you willing to sacrifice going to Cancun? Because there's a bigger cause, and that bigger cause is your freedom. Because you're not free if you actually have debt. What you could also do is you could pick up a weekend side hustle. There's Uber, there's DoorDash, there's tutoring. There's different things out there. I actually have a buddy of mine who works with me, and he actually started Ubering on the side. He literally works 4 days a week. So his additional 3 days, he started Ubering. He literally made an additional $40,000 just by Ubering 3 days a week. You could also sell things, right? For the most part, I'm sure a lot of us have 3 to 5 things that are just laying around our house that we don't use anymore. I'm sure you got clothes. I'm sure there's tools or furniture or things in your garage that you probably just need to wipe down, clean up, and then you can sell them on eBay. You could sell them on Facebook Marketplace. There's multiple places where you could sell stuff. Now, the goal isn't to hustle forever. It's to sprint for a season to create margin. And creating margin, it opens doors. This season of intensity leads to a lifetime of peace. What I would challenge you with next is to celebrate progress and build the habits. Money, it's not just math, it's emotion, it's mindset. Every time you hit a milestone in life with anything, you have a sense of happiness or joy. You tend to want to celebrate. I think you should actually celebrate every win, regardless of how small it is, because those wins and the joy that comes with it, it keeps your eyes and mindset on the ultimate prize. You pay off a credit card, celebrate. You hit a savings goal, celebrate. Even if you made an extra payment on your car note, celebrate it, because that's a big deal and it's a step closer to your debt being eradicated. When you start seeing results, your brain will crave the win more than the swipe. Stacking these habits will make wealth your new normal. Let me share a quick story of this year currently. I've been working my 9-to-5 for a long time, and I make really good money, but I was secretly drowning in debt payments. And for me, I'm like, how's this happening? How is it even possible? It's because of one simple reason. I wasn't facing it, but I decided to finally face it. I created a plan, and this time around I picked the avalanche method because I wanted to save the most money. I started selling things, I started a side hustle, and I automated every single payment. 9 months later, I've cleared out $70,000 in debt. And now I'm keeping over $1,500 a month. That money helped me to start investing. It helped me to gain more of an education on options that I'm exploring. It helped me to save. But the most life-changing thing that it's done for me is giving me choices. You want to grow your income? Start by keeping your money. Pay off your debt, not just to boost your credit, but to unlock your future. Understand me clearly. This is about ownership. This is about discipline. This is about freedom. If you're ready to start today, drop in the comments, I'm keeping my money in 2025. Make sure you like this video and make sure you hit the subscribe button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because we're not just getting by anymore. We're building wealth. And we're doing it silently, we're doing it strategically, but we're also doing it powerfully. So like I always say, let's grow, let's win, let's unlock your untapped potential. Later.